Right, hello everyone, welcome back. Now, I've done a few videos on religion, mainly short, so I think I've only done two long form videos on it, but I thought I might as well talk about how I ended up at atheism. Because I didn't wake up one day and just decide, God, nah, not for me. I spent years trying to believe something. Anything. Like a proper effort. I spent years just praying, reading the Bible, dragging myself to churches and cathedrals, mosques, and just begging whatever might be out there to just show up. And after all that, nothing. A lot of beautiful buildings, but an empty sky. Now, this isn't a deconversion rant. was a secular kid when looking for God, um, ended up with more questions. So I was raised pretty secular. At home, we just never talked about it. Religion, God, atheism. It just wasn't a thing in our house. Nobody was pushing faith. Nobody was mocking it. Kind of just background noise, something we heard of every now and then outside of the house, maybe at school. I think it was around 16, 17 is when I got curious. Maybe it was teenage angst, a bit of existential dread kicking in. I don't know. And I can't remember if there was something that triggered it for me, or if it was just a thought of, what if there's something out there? I need to know for sure, you know? So I thought I would just go looking. I bought a physical Bible, a nice one, obviously, because aesthetics matter when you're searching for the supposed creator of the universe. I read it a lot. I even, not that long after, bought a separate Bible for two different kinds of note taking. I wish I still had them. I threw them away when I fully was like, yeah, I'm atheist. I wish I kept them, because my God, I would love to look back at the notes I put in there. And look, there are genuinely beautiful and inspiring parts. Verses about love, compassion, just not being a dick to people. Those verses were easy to cling to. And oh, did I cling to them for years. But holy shit, there's a lot of evil, violence, genocide, slavery, rape. The God-sanctioned destruction is really hard to ignore when you actually start to fucking read it. But I keep thinking, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Maybe there's context that I'm missing. So I keep praying, I keep reading, keep going to church. So yeah, I started visiting churches and cathedrals quite early on. You know, man, those buildings are stunning. Architecture, the light through the windows, just the sheer scale of some of them. It's impressive as hell. I'd walk in, I'd sit down, I'd pray. I did exactly what I was told to do by the religious people I spoke to at this time, which was that to go in, sit down, pray, ask God to reveal himself to me. And I didn't care what way, just something, to feel something. But every single time I left feeling the exact same way that I leave any other big building. Awe of the beauty? Yes. Spiritual presence? Indeed. I even went to a few mosques, stood outside, because I don't really know how to, how to approach, I guess. So I just stayed observing, wondering if proximity mattered. I don't know. Does God care where you are? But still nothing. A person once said to me, around this time, well, obviously going to churches and stuff was great, it's a good idea, but try and find God outside of these buildings as well. So my favourite place became this quiet spot on a local mountain. I'd go there, I'd walk to the top, I'd find a nice place to sit, look at the beauty of this world and I'd pray. And sometimes I'd pray in my head, I might pray out loud, and I would just sit there, just feel the wind. The world felt full of beauty, like it always does, but it never felt like proof of God. Sorry, religious folks, but beautiful sunsets and picturesque landscapes, it's not evidence. That's some good planet shit. But even then, week after week, I'd go back to church like a glutton for emotional punishment. Hope is one hell of a drug. So obviously during this time, I went all in on the practice side of it too. The constant praying in my head, out loud, before bed, when I woke up, just whenever I felt like I kind of needed to. That's what people are telling me to do, to pray. Pray, you speak to God. Yeah, I spoke to religious folks, asked questions, listened to their testimonies. This whole thing went on quite intensely for close to 3 years. Then I softened the search slightly for another couple years. Still hoping, still checking in, just less obsessive. A good 5 years of sincere effort. And the most consistent feeling I got was emptiness. It felt like talking to the sky, and the sky never wrote back. No voice, no presence, no comforting warmth. Just me, my thoughts, and a whole lot of silence. Eventually, I had to be honest with myself. If God existed and wanted a relationship with me, he was doing a terrible job of showing up. Despite years of me doing exactly what I was supposed to do, that persistent emptiness became hard to ignore. Impossible to ignore. The ridiculousness of the scriptures as well was impossible to ignore. But actually becoming an atheist wasn't this lightning bolt moment. It was this very slow, gradual acceptance. Like finally admitting that the person you've been dating for years isn't actually into you, no matter how much you try. And here's the funny part, life didn't become dark and meaningless after all this. It got better. For me, the universe now feels more wondrous. Like when you realise it's not this stage play for some cosmic audience. This is it, and this is enough. Basically, I might do another video going a bit more into detail. I took a lot of pictures during that time, and I'm hoping I can maybe dig them up. Like, remember what I did with them. For now, every time I talk about religion and being an atheist, not believing in God, whatnot, that's one of the first things people say to me, is that I just need to pray and ask God to show himself to me. Which, please shut the fuck up, I did that for 5 fucking years. Anyway, secular kid tries really hard to find God, puts in the work for 5 years, ends up on the other side. Atheist. I'm not here to try and convert you, try and get you to be atheists. If that works for you, if it makes you a better person, great. But if you're sitting there with the same emptiness that I felt for so many years, you're not alone. Drop your own stories in the comments. Are you religious? Still searching? Do you believe? Are you atheist? Where are you on the spectrum? Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like if you want, subscribe if you want, share if you want. Yeah, mainly just comment your stories below. It'll be very interesting to see other people's journeys. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that here for now. Maybe I'll do a more in-depth one later on at some point. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!